Hello, and welcome to Animation Wars, where we decide if animated movies belong on the light side of the Force or the dark side. When I was a kid, The Polar Express by Chris Van Allsburg was one of my favorite Christmas books. I loved the moody, atmospheric illustrations and the bittersweet ending, and I would read it at least once every year. So, as you can imagine, when I heard it was going to be made into a movie, I was pretty skeptical, especially since adapting children's books into movies can sometimes go wrong. Very, very wrong. Anyway, the movie ended up being a box office hit and it gets shown on Freeform 1 billion times every Christmas, but that doesn't say anything about its actual quality. So let's hitch a ride on this holiday train and see what side of the Force it belongs to. Now, there's one thing everyone mentions when they talk about this movie, so let's get that dark side elephant, or should I say reindeer, out of the way first, the creepy as fuck kids. I know motion capture was a fairly new technology back then, but that doesn't change the fact that these kids are damn creepy. I mean, just look into those uncanny valley eyes, it's just, ugh. It seems to mainly be just the kids, too. The adults in this movie don't exactly look normal, but at least they're passable. Well, not nightmare fuel anyway. Maybe the kids look so weird because adult actors were used for their motion capture, I don't know, but they look right at home in a horror movie. However, possessed-looking kids aside, the rest of the visuals get a light side point. Remember how I said I loved the book's illustrations as a kid? Well, this movie brings the book's illustrations to life in a very, very, very impressive manner, actually, and it gives the movie a very painterly look. The camera moves very fluidly through the scenery, following a ticket blowing in the wind at one point, going under the ice at another, and even going under the lettering of a book. Sure, there are some gimmicky moments, such as a scene where the train goes over a roller coaster-like drop, but who cares if it's gimmicky when it's awesome? This movie is visual poetry, which alone makes it worth seeing. Another awesome contributor to the atmosphere is another light side point, the sound design. I admit that I'm no expert in movie sound design, but the Oscar-nominated sound in this movie is so amazing that even I notice it. The little sounds like the crunching of snow or the hissing of a radiator, the big sounds like the roar of the engine or the jingle of the bells, all of it is so crisp and so well put together that you can really imagine yourself being there. I love winter and I love snow, but we don't get a lot of snow where I live, so it's a real treat for me to watch a movie that so perfectly captures the atmosphere of a snowy winter. Okay, I've talked about the atmosphere a lot, so how about the characters? Well, the characters aren't much to write home about, honestly. There's the hero boy who has trouble believing in Santa, the obnoxiously full of Christmas spirit girl, the almost comically miserable Billy, the know-it-all kid who just wants presents, and the stern yet caring conductor. However, there is one character who's genuinely interesting, and he's a light side point, the hobo. The hobo ghost isn't in the book, but he's an awesome addition to the cast, and I'd totally watch a movie all about him. He seems to enjoy toying with the hero boy for the sake of it, and he's actually pretty creepy at times. In a good way.
You are just like me, my friend. A Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge. North Pole, Santa Claus, this train. It's all a bunch of humbug. A bout of indigestion. Oh yeah, I know what you are. You're a doubter!
Ugh! You've got to be a bit demented to pull something like that on a kid. I wonder how he died, and why does he haunt the Polar Express anyway? Did the Polar Express run him over? Seriously, make a movie about this guy. No, wait, on second thought, don't. He's better off being mysterious. But I'd totally support him getting more screen time, and less screen time going to the Billy subplot, which is a dark side point. Billy is miserable because he's presumably poor and because Santa's never given him anything, but why? Sure, I understand it if his parents can't afford to do the Santa thing with him, but in this universe, Santa's real, so why hasn't he ever given Billy anything? Has Billy been on the naughty list every year? Is Santa just a dick to poor kids? Seriously, why? The whole thing with Billy raises some pretty troubling implications about Santa. Maybe he's not such a jolly kind spirit after all. In conclusion, this movie does have its flaws, but I honestly like it. The story is simple, much like the book it's based on, but that works to its advantage. Like the book, this movie feels like a journey into the magic of childhood, and it's a really nice Christmas tradition. So I declare it property of The Light Side. And so ends my first Christmas review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. The next review should be up sometime in January, so until then, may the animation be with you.